Hey guys, welcome to the first ever Rady's Rides Q&A session. I hope all of you could hear me loud and clear. This is totally new territory for me. I've never done a live Q&A session on YouTube or any other format. So I'm glad to see that tonight we have about 6-7 people. I see Matt, I see Chuck, Kenzie's Garage. You know, that's going to be the different part of it is normally, you know, being a teacher, I know everybody's name, or at least I see the name, and it's real hard because some of these usernames are pretty interesting and creative, to say the least. I see Jeanette. Thank you, Jeanette, for letting us know that that it's all loud and clear. But tonight I wanted to focus in on my first experience going to the New York Auto Show. And then, you know, have you guys ask some questions that you're curious about, like what went down at the show? Was there anything in particular that I thought was really amazing? Some letdowns? You know, what are things that I'm learning along the way? Because that's some of the stuff that that I'm expecting. But anyways, let me just give you a brief background about the New York Auto Show. New York Auto Show is actually the longest running auto show in the United States. It's been going on for 119 years. I see Juan is here from Puerto Rico. This one says, hey, Rob says, thanks for all your efforts. How much do you bench? I really, you know, I don't know. I put some plate weights on and I go from there, but I'm going to try to stay focused because this is usually what my students would do to me, is try to get me off task. But the New York Auto Show, the oldest auto show, it's 119 years old. It's actually only my third type of auto show that I've ever been to overall. I've been to the Tampa Bay International Auto Show here in Florida, but that really is more of a dealer show. Detroit was my first big one, and now New York is my second big one. I got some great people just commenting. I'm sure it's popping up on your side of the things. Like I said, this is new for me, so just be patient. It's funny because in this realm of technology, you would think I have this all figured out, but I do not. But I see Brandon was like, yo, what happened to your school? At my Ridgewood High School, the high school that I was teaching at for 17 years, wound up closing down. That's why things did not continue there for me. It says, when are we going to get our first Zonk? So I think for me, the first Zonk of the show would have to be Toyota, believe it or not. And Lori's here. Yes, Lori's here. Surprise, surprise. We have my wonderful, hey, I'm sure a lot of you were not expecting this. This was something we were going to kind of just like spring on you at the last minute, but you can see
Toyota was a bit disappointing.
Toyota was a letdown. And I see Edgman there asked about the Supra being a letdown. It's not just so much the Supra. It's really was the Toyota display. First of all, at the New York Auto Show, we went on the media days.
Yeah.
Which to you meant what? What were we going to be able to do?
Well, we thought we'd have access to all of the cars. And the first thing I noticed, because when we got there, the first thing that we did was we wanted to get the lay of the land, right? So that we know how to play the game. Oh, thank you so much, Ella.
The picture just got better. Yeah.
No, not at all. But so as we're walking around, you might not really notice this at the public auto show, but we're trying to pay attention to the details. And the first thing I noticed at the Toyota area was they didn't bring in any special lighting.
No, it was dark. It was really dark.
Yeah, really dark.
And thankfully, you know, Lori was doing a great job with the camera. I know a lot of you have been throwing her a lot of love with the amazing job that you did at the show.
Yes.
And it's going to appear better than what it actually looked like at the show. It will look brighter.
Yeah.
But I think one of the biggest problems was the Supras.
Oh, yeah, guys. So we went to go film. So we walked by the Supra.
Well, first of all, tell me how the Supra was set up.
Okay, so it was on this you've seen the pictures that Joe's posted. It was on this stand where the cars are.
It's like they're slanted.
Yeah, like that. And so we're walking by, and Joe's wearing his jacket because we got the tip that you need to wear.
You need to wear, yes. That's why.
And so I was dressed up too. You know, I was wearing like my work clothes.
You're always looking.
Well, thank you. And so we walked by the Supra. The windows were down on the red one, and we opened the door, and I got a picture of Joe opening the door.
Yes, opening the door of the Supra.
Because we were like, oh, this is great because when we go to film it, we'll at least be able to get inside because we couldn't do that in Detroit.
No.
So later in the day, we come back to film it.
Yeah.
And not only did they have the windows rolled up, but they had the doors
locked. Door was
and when
locked.
we asked for permission to get up on the
display,
it was like a root canal.
It was like pulling teeth. It was a little disappointing. I thought with the media days, this was actually my first time doing the official media days. For the Detroit one, we went on the regular public days.
Right. And I think that's, you kind of want to get frustrated with Toyota about not letting it, but I think that's the people that work there. However, you'd think that Toyota would have had the Supra on the ground. On the ground.
Like, why do you have it still on a display? It's going to be in dealership soon.
Yeah.
So that's something that I was a little let down, and probably the biggest zonk for me was not getting access into the Supra. I'm still very curious about the car. It's still it's a good looking car. I know there's a lot of fake scoops on it and stuff, and that is frustrating, but it
it's
does
a beautiful car.
Yeah, it does catch your eye.
We were just frustrated we couldn't get closer to it. That was frustrating. But the Nissan display, that was when you walk in the front doors.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first display out there. The GTR.
Hey, Brandon, I see Brandon said, "Oh, you keep on."
Yeah, the GTR had like that. It was really spread out. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of history there, and I think you said that was your favorite display.
Yeah, believe it or not, at the Detroit Auto Show, I think, believe it or not, Kia took it away with their Telluride exhibit.
Oh yeah, at the Detroit Auto Show, Kia definitely.
With the New York Auto Show, I think the best overall display, like the craziest, was Subaru's with the Outback, because you felt like you were outside. But for me personally, the one that I really loved was Nissan. Now, what's funny is as many of you have commented in the different videos that we've been putting up, I see all I
care about is the Mustang.
Yes, we have lots of Mustang footage, and the GT500 was amazing, except for all the hard plastic. But the Nissan exhibit really was the most amazing, especially with the GTRs that they had on display. And I will be posting a video either tomorrow or Saturday going over that 50th anniversary Nissan GTR. And I thought, I totally forgot. I knew it was the 50th anniversary of the Nissan Z, but it's kind of crazy that two iconic cars from the same manufacturer, both are celebrating their 50th anniversary.
That is pretty ironic. I would agree.
But the thing that the big zonk at the end of the day is that those anniversary packages are just emblems and stickers and things like that. And and they did some stuff on the inside, but we were expecting a little bit more.
We were expecting a little bit.
They had the new Nismo, the GTR Nismo. Get ready for that video. Has 600 horsepower. And it has, updated bodywork and carbon fiber roof and all that. But I know what your favorite car was.
Which one was my favorite car?
I know somebody asked. They said, "What were our favorite cars?" I think I already know Lori's favorite car because to know her is to love her for sure. But the TTRS, the Audi TTRS, that green one.
That was a beautiful car. That was absolutely beautiful car. I mean, just, you couldn't stop.
It caught your attention.
Yeah. Somebody, one of my friends on Facebook who saw the picture said Fast Froggy. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. Oh, yeah. And it has that shape to it.
Oh, yeah. Very, very beautiful. And it was really nice to sit in.
Definitely.
I could have stayed in there.
Definitely. Home. Now, some exciting news about some of the other cars we do have coming tomorrow. And I know Lori's excited about this. The S209.
So I've been kind of pushing Joe on this one.
Yes.
Like, when are we going to post that? When are we going to post that?
I know.
Because when we were in Detroit, so Subaru, it was interesting. So at the New York Auto Show, there were two different levels. And the first day on the media day, there's all these sort of press releases.
Sure.
So they had like the Outback was covered and some of the other cars that, there were 2020, whatever, were all covered, right? So we're trying to figure out a strategy, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're like, okay, how are we going to get like 30 cars filmed in 2 days in this amount of time? Like we're seriously doing math.
Yeah,
we're
writing it out.
When am I going to go to the bathroom? Like penciling that in.
Have a snack.
Yeah, need a snack, break.
Coffee.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but we know that they're doing these unveils. And so we were trying to figure it out. Thankfully, now we know the lay of the land. So next year, we've got a whole strategy.
Definitely.
So we won't have to be running around like crazy people.
Just so you know, guys, she is amazing. We filmed 28 cars in 2 days.
And
28
and I
cars
know
in
some
2
of you
days.
are going to laugh at this, like, oh, she's, not bad looking or whatever. I'm sure that's why she's turning heads. But let me just tell you, I was turning heads at the show
With
because,
your skills.
well, yeah. And I'm so glad I was wearing like stretchy pants because
Yes.
I was like crawling around on the ground. You can tell when you watch some of these videos when it's super low, like I'm sliding.
Yeah, she did this one move while I was in the middle of reviewing. I think it was the Acuras where you put your knee down on the display and then she like slid it. It was like a Matrix move.
I was trying to do a steady cam kind of thing.
It was you did a great job. You did a really great job. But we do have S209 inside, under the hood, the whole shabam.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting because when we first got to Subaru display, it was locked up.
Right. And it was downstairs. And again, a little bit darker, but it was the same display as Detroit, where it had like in a box.
It was like in a box that said STI, and it had the cherry blossom lighting and everything. So I think it turned out great.
Yeah. So we just went over. Joe went over to the folks in charge, and we're like, "Hey, can we get access to this?" And this was earlier
in the morning on the first day when we got
almost
there.
Everybody was upstairs doing like the press junkets or whatever those are called,
yes.
and so no one was around. I don't know if anybody else got access to the S209.
No, because they locked it up. Yeah, they locked it up as soon as we were done. Yeah. And I think that was probably one of my favorite. Like if I know you guys asked, well, what was my favorite car? I would say besides the Nissan displays and stuff, I really think that it had to be the S209. There's just something very, very special about that car. And I know that, it's been since 2015 since they updated the car, but it's really, really amazing. And being able to sit in it and I don't know.
Keep talking. I'm going to look through some of these comments.
Yeah, it's this. Like I said, this is all new for us with the Q&A session. So, but if you have any specific, Challenger, let me explain something about Dodge. The display was a letdown. I'll be honest. Pretty much all the same cars, including the silver red eye from the Detroit Auto Show, and there really wasn't much to do like that was different that I haven't already done before.
Yeah, we walk over and we're like, oh, okay.
You got to think about it this way,
stuff.
guys. We have X amount of time there, and our goal, I literally had about 35 cars that I knew that I wanted to get.
Yeah.
And we didn't unfortunately get to the 35. We got 28, which is pretty damn close.
Yeah.
But, we ran into some problems with the gear.
They basically kicked us out.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to kick us out of that place.
We were sneaking around.
They had to kick us out of that place.
Yeah.
Because it was just we were there so late. But if you want to,
Yeah, let's see here.
But let me think for a second. What else was really phenomenal? I really, really thought that they were going to unveil the C8, not in actual street, design, but at least with the camouflage on it. And they didn't have the C8.
Woo!
There.
Look at this.
Whoa! One thing I wanted to point out to you guys is that we do have the super chat feature, and you can. Yes, thank you,
so
Strix S.
much.
He says, or she, much love, congrats on the success. Very well deserved, seeing how hard you work. You're the best car reviewer on YouTube at the moment, and I'm loving the couple. Thank you, and I appreciate that.
Yay.
Just so you know, we have the super chat feature. So if you want your comment to be posted, and for me to definitely see it, because what's happening is people are commenting and they're disappearing. It's impossible. It's almost like I feel like I'm trying to keep up with regular comments. So if you want your comment posted, just like what was that? What was their name again? S.A. Strix S. If you want your comment posted, hit that super chat feature, and then anything that you can do to help, keep growing the content on Rady's Rides, because that's my goal is that we're a family here on the channel, and all of you help me get this thing going and keep it going. So I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, S.A. Strix. That's really amazing that you did that. And that's the one thing that also with this whole experience is being able to, thank you for the hearts there. Awesome. I really, really appreciate that. With this experience, just being able to share my passion with you guys. But back to the LA Auto Show. We got a question, 18 versus 19. 18 versus 19 Mustang GT. only difference between the 18 and the 19 Mustang GT is the auto rev match downshifting for the manual. Other than that, the cars are pretty much spot on. Hey, Emil, I see Emil just came in.
Yes. There's a lot of comments here, guys.
Lots of
I'm not going to be
comments.
able to get to everybody,
So
but I'm going to try to start figuring out how to make this thing work. So I might look really confused over here in the corner for a minute. But
like I said, if you want to use that super chat feature, we're very grateful. And anything that you could do. I know SA Strix really went beyond with $50. Oh, we got another one. Thank you, Drop Top Dre. Thank you very much for your super chat. I really appreciate that. You guys.
So let's tell them how this super chat really matters, because what we found is a challenge for us at these live shows is the interference with the microphone.
Yes. So
we had, oh my God.
So what happens is, guys and girls, if you don't know, what I'm using right now is a Canon T6i camera, and then we're using a Movo wireless mic system. Thank you, Drop Top Dre, by the way. A Movo wireless mic system. The problem is, at the bigger shows with all these people recording and cameras and Wi-Fi, we get interference. There were 6 cars. You know how we said we did 28?
No,
there were 6 cars that we had to redo.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize until we got back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Because the beginning played fine, and then the rest went to trash. If you did watch the Acura TLX PMC edition that I posted tonight, there is some interference, a little bit. I didn't want to get rid of it because it was such a good video. But anything that you guys can do, where that money goes, it's not going to, me taking her out to dinner. I'm uploading my, I'm sorry. I will take you out to dinner.
No food for us.
Yes, I know, right? We'll just stop eating. If we stop eating, we'll be able to do whatever we want. But we may not be alive.
We take breaks.
We may not. What's up, White Buffalo? What's going on? But
we need some new gear.
Yeah,
the channel needs some new gear. It's time for us. I mean, you guys have seen how fast the channel.
Thank you, Brad. Brad, thank you.
Seriously, it matters.
Brad, we love it. And thoughts on a used Miata? Believe it or not, used Miatas are excellent choice because they're naturally aspirated, so you don't have to worry about turbocharger or supercharger unless you get an older Mazda Miata Speed 3, but that was only made in very small numbers. Everything else, though, I would go the Miata route. I know this is going to sound crazy, guys and girls, but I've been thinking Miata. I drove.
You've been thinking about it.
I drove the Mazda RF. If you haven't, the Miata RF. I do think about all the cars. But I actually have a convertible Miata coming brand new, so get ready for that.
Yep.
It is coming. I did do the review, and it will be posting soon. So hopefully, Brad, that answered. I would say go for it.
You'd say
always,
I
would say yay. Do your homework. Make sure you're buying something that hasn't been modified. You always want to. My advice is take it to, if you don't know somebody who's really good with cars, pay the $100, the $50 to have a mechanic that you can trust look it over. Because I'm telling you, there's an old saying out there where penny wise but pound foolish.
Right.
So you definitely want to do your homework with that.
I'm going to scroll up and see if there's some. We can go to the top here because I know.
There's some questions. Is Joe a good teacher? Wait, we got another super chat.
Oh wow!
We got another super chat. What's going on here? Hannah, Zari, I'm sorry if I'm killing the names. I really apologize for that. But we just got a $10 super chat. Thank you so much.
Zaire Hannah.
Hopefully. Believe it or not, people have killed my name my whole life. They've always said Ratty. So I get a lot of Ratty's rides. As you guys know, it's Ratty's rides. But they said, your channel is baller and I watch it every day. In your opinion, do you think it's worth waiting for the refresh of the Mustang GT or pull the trigger? Here's my advice right now for you. And I can answer this. 1, 2, 3. Go now. The reason why is they're saying that there's not going to be a major redesign of the Mustang until 2022. Mm-hmm. Some are saying 2021, but I don't even believe that. We got another Snapchat, but I would say go now. Another super chat. I said Snapchat. What the hell? I don't even have Snapchat.
Yeah, you're over 40.
Yes, that's right. David, thank you. Really interested in the Lincoln Corsair. Love that you're doing this. So going back, let me go back real quick to
what's the Lincoln Corsair?
Well, I'm gonna explain. But let me just finish this real quick. I would go with the Mustang now. Yeah. There's really no better time now. I know that they're having issues that you hear online about the ticking and the gearboxes. Listen, you got to remember, people only post things when there's problems,
Yeah.
not when there's good things. And
That's
I'm up at Walker Ford constantly, which you could attest to that.
Yes.
And all the ones that I've driven, never an issue. So, but that's waiting for a redesign. You're going to be waiting a very, very long time. All right, David, you're asking about the Corsair. So the Corsair is that new SUV. It's in line with the Aviator and the Navigator.
We didn't get that one.
We didn't get that one. But here's the good news, David. No, don't say it's okay.
Sorry.
No, you can say damn it. I think damn it's okay. We got a pretty adult audience here. You're so hilarious. But David, I am getting connected to a Lincoln dealership over in Clearwater.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be bringing the Corsair. It is a really amazing. Lincoln is really up in their game. I really like the Aviator. The Corsair is a great one. The Navigator is selling still like hotcakes.
Yeah.
So definitely, David, if you're interested in one of those, I am going to go and dig one up very soon, and I will be bringing it to you. If you're interested in it, I'm definitely going to go and review it to cover it for you. But thank you
for your donation.
Yes, thank you for your donation. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So what I was talking about is that we're going to be upping the camera gear. I'm looking at like a Sony A7R.
Yes,
I think. Yes. Oh my God, Eric, thank you. Eric, $20 from Eric. David, no matter what amount you guys do, yes,
$20.
It's very nice. Eric says you guys rock. Congrats on all the subs, and you deserve many more. Best auto review.
I agree.
That means so much. You guys are so amazing. And remember, we've only been doing the channel for a little bit under a year and a half.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I don't know if you guys have noticed lately, but thank you. Thank you for getting the word out, because we went from 50,000 subscribers to 60,000 subscribers in 2.5 weeks.
So Joe just told me this morning that we just got our first 1,000 subs because we got two. We got in the last 2 days. We got 2,000 subs. I can't keep up.
It's not many people can. I can't even keep up. But thank you, Eric, for all your dedication and watching the videos. And you guys are just really, really great. But let me go back a little bit. So Corsair is coming. Definitely going to do that. Thank you, Sirkan. They are coming. The more is coming. But at the New York Auto Show, big disappointment for me was no C8. BMW was non-existent at the auto show.
Yeah.
Now, what was nice was, compared to Detroit, there were a lot more manufacturers. Porsche. Does anybody out there like Porsche 911s? I have the all-new 2020 Speedster coming up probably on Sunday. Somebody said no. So,
no.
Well, it's coming whether you want it or not. But I have other ones coming. So you know that. Here on Rainey's Rides, since December of 2017, I've posted at least one video. Well, that's 11, but one video every single day. Yeah, that's 11.
Now we've got a lot of ones up there.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Invincible Cal. I love the name. Yes. You guys are great. I'm telling you, I'm so grateful for everybody.
This is fun. I didn't realize how fun this was going to be.
I know.
We need to do this more
often. Do you guys
often.
want us to do this more often? I mean, I've been like...
Yes, and I want to, because we weren't sure. He's like, Joe's like, do you want to do it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to be boring.
We're getting yeses. We're getting yeses out the yin yang.
Yeah, you know what? SB asked the question, am I into cars too?
Are you into cars?
When Joe and I met, my dad was a big car guy. He used to rebuild cars. What did he have, like a Ford Galaxy?
Yeah, he had an old Ford Galaxy.
Yeah, big old boat that we, cheerleading, we used to ride around in parades and stuff. So my dad was really into cars. Oh, did we get another?
No, I just want to point out one last time, SA Strix S, the $50.
Yes.
That really means a lot. Much love. And also, Eric, that's really awesome. I really appreciate it. But go back to your story. I'm sorry.
But now I am a big car person.
Yeah,
it's just there's so much to learn. But I tell you.
Well, here's the thing, though. She's the one, guys, that's responsible for Rainey's Rides, because we would go to car shows and she would ask me questions. She's really good at asking questions. You really are. And what she noticed was when I was answering her question, other people were listening to what I was saying.
I started
to
try to record him.
Yeah, she was like, you need to do a YouTube channel. And I'm like, who the heck is going to want to watch me?
Yeah, I know that's like a lot of people who want to know what you have to say, because
it's crazy.
It's really good stuff.
It's crazy. Well, we got one question that popped up. Big Guns McGee, he finished 10th at the Collegiate National. So he is finishing up his last semester of college. He actually graduates in May. And This was his last lifting competition as a college student. He finished 10th nationwide, and he's only been doing it for a year.
Really short
So
time, yeah.
so he's been doing really awesome. So definitely thank you for showing Big Guns the love. And
I need him to take me to the gym.
Yes.
Because that camera's heavy.
Yes. The good news is with these amazing people doing the super chat, we're getting the new Sony, which the new Sony's smaller,
which is really great.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
What was I going to say? Oh, somebody asked. So we got you're into cars.
Yeah.
We did the Big Guns McGee. What else should we bring up about the New York?
Well, somebody also wanted to know if I was going to do more videos.
Oh yes,
and that's something that Joe keeps asking me to do, and I really want y'all's opinion, honestly, because I'm like, I guess maybe we're very much alike, because just like you said, oh, nobody's going to watch me, and I pushed you into it.
Yes.
I'm over here going, oh, nobody's going to want to watch me.
Do you want to see more Lori
so I would love
on
to know
Rady's
your
Rides
opinion.
Reviews?
Okay, yes.
Yes, we have yes, ma'am.
Okay,
do it.
I will listen
Yes.
to SA Strix and SB. All right.
Wait, we got it. Whoa!
What?
Jerry, $300. Thank you. Thank you.
Unbelievable.
That is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jerry. Jerry Chan just donated $300. He says, great videos. We can tell your passion for cars. That is why people love your video.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Really.
You're here, Jerry. I give you a
That, we're like shaking. I'm sorry we keep
like,
shaking the laptop. Yeah. Thank you. And no matter how big, thank you. But that's really the new wireless. Yeah, that's the new. That's the new wireless
that you
mic.
wanted to buy.
Yeah, there's a wireless mic that's around $450 that I'm looking at that will cut out the interference. And this is definitely going to.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Since you guys have chimed in, and since Jerry was so generous, I think I'm going to do something special because of so far people doing the super chats and just everybody who's come in. Would you like to know something special that's coming that nobody else knows, that you guys will be the first?
That's a good idea.
Should we do it?
Yeah. What are we doing?
We got that big information. Oh, let's see. Wait, we got a yes.
Oh, I totally forgot about it. Okay, but you guys can't tell anybody.
Yeah, you can't. So here's the news, guys. Remember, I don't know. Did many of you watch my 50K celebration video? If you did, you'll notice that there were some things I said in there that were big announcements. One of them I have to hold off until June. There's no bargaining with that.
Right.
But here is something really big. And thank you, Jerry, again. I appreciate that super chat. I was contacted by Donut Media and Honda. So Donut Media, I'm sure many of you know, is a very famous, popular YouTube channel, 1.8 million subscribers. They've been doing it for 10 years. They were contacted by Honda to find seven YouTube channels where they are going to send those YouTube channels to different IndyCar races. So I don't know if you're aware, but Honda has IndyCar engines that they put into the different cars, along with Chevy. We were chosen by Donut Media. Honda is flying Lori and I to Indianapolis on the weekend of May 11th. And what we're going to be doing is doing video footage there talking about how the technology in the Honda Indy race cars transfers over to the street cars. And I'm also going to talk about, I don't know if many of you know about my racing background, I'm going to talk about, like, what does it take for a race car driver to get around the Indianapolis?
Well, and he's not going to tell you, but that's why he got chosen for this, because this man actually raced professionally for 3 years and was this close.
Yes.
You were in Indy Lights, this close.
Well, no, I wasn't Formula Mazda. So the way the ladder system, I was this close to Indy Lights, and then the next step would have been the Indy cars. So we're going to be going to Indianapolis, bringing you that footage. I get a ride in the 2-seat. Honda has a special stretched 2-seat Indy car. I'll be getting a ride in that by a professional Indy car driver. It may be Mario Andretti. That's what they're telling me, but I will wait and see. That is big news for us, especially to be associated not only with Honda, but also with Donut Media. And guess what? all of you, thanks to Jerry and David and everybody else and Eric that did the super chats so far tonight. I wanted to give you that information because you guys deserve
really
that.
excited.
So thank you so much, Jerry and Eric and David and everybody else that participated in the super chats. But back to the New York Auto Show. We getting any other questions?
What camera model are you going to upgrade?
I'm going for the Sony a7 IIIR, I think it is.
Yeah.
Tom has all the specs on it, but I'm going to be using a new Rode wireless mic that has different channels and encryption so that I won't have any issues with interference, because that's the problem that I'm having. I'm also looking at a Canon and a Nikon, but everybody keeps saying that the Sony, especially when it comes to focus, autofocus, is
which you guys have been telling us about. We listen. And somebody asked a little earlier, are you going to be able to keep up with the comments? I mean, I think you know the answer to that. It's not going to be realistic that we can keep up with all the comments, but I'm going to try to help out whenever I possibly can. I think some of you saw I've been trying to chime in on my own account. I don't get on the Radius Rides account ever because Joe is constantly on it, but I would love to start helping out more.
And we're going to do our best. There's never going to be a day where I'm like, I'm not doing comments anymore.
Comments are super
important to
That's
me.
why that's the whole reason that he fell in love with doing this channel in the first place, was the comments and getting the feedback from you guys. So.
Yeah, definitely. Love you too. I'm not going to say your name because we know what. Yes, I know.
Thank you so much. And what are some other questions?
Chris, favorite car to review. If we're talking about the New York Auto Show, I would probably have to say the GT500.
Yeah.
Getting inside the GT500 was really great. I got to meet Jim Owens, head of Ford Performance.
Oh, that was
awesome. Gave me full access to the new high-performance EcoBoost Mustang that's coming out very shortly. But the GT500 video has blown up.
Oh, yeah, they let us pop the hood, too. So this is funny. So when we were filming the EcoBoost, right, Joe doesn't always ask. He just kind of just does.
Yeah,
and then
I just do my thing, yeah.
And so we're filming the EcoBoost, and everybody's watching him. I mean, no pressure, right? The VP.
Yeah, he's watching me do the thing,
there.
yes.
And there's a little crowd of people gathered around, and I'm doing this weird slide around the car. And then Joe goes, all right, now let's pop the hood. And how he always does. Yeah. And so then I stopped the camera and
high performance EcoBoost, yes.
Yes. And so then he comes running over and he's like, oh, I don't think we can do that. I'm not sure if the car's ready to pop the hood. And we're like, oh no. And then they were able to work some magic, but it's because of that conversation that you had with him that we were able to get the hood popped.
We got a good question, I think, from Zach.
Oh, great.
Where are you a teacher?
Am I a teacher?
Yeah, how do you want to answer that?
I'm a yoga teacher. I've been teaching yoga for 20 years. I used to own a yoga studio. I'm also a business coach, which is one of the reasons why I knew a long time ago, before anybody else, that this one needed to have a YouTube channel. I help people. So I guess you could say, I'm a teacher. And just kind of. Well,
I think why people are probably asking is you have an amazing speaking voice.
Well, thank you.
And your public presentation is second to none.
And I like to tell people what to do.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what we said. We had a question: top 10 sports cars of all time.
Okay, wow.
For me,
we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, no, I could get the first couple ones out of the way. Ferrari F40, 1990. Ferrari F40, 88, whatever year within the Ferrari F40, absolutely love. McLaren F1, especially an F1 GTR. Well, what else would I say?
First of all, there's 80 people watching. I don't even know
80
how you can
people
see
are
that.
watching?
SA Strix.
Yeah, where do we see that? Oh, right here. It says 85 people.
Wow.
Thank you guys for chiming in.
That's amazing.
And you know what's funny is? We said, we're just probably going to do this for 10 minutes.
We're 15 minutes.
We're a half hour in, but thanks to still got to mention Jerry Chan. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
And still SA Strix, very awesome. Yes. Remember that super chat. If you have a certain question you want answered, use that super chat feature. Any amount is going, I'm telling you, to the channel to make the channel better and stronger for you guys. But back to my list.
I think you got 2.
ZR1.
Okay.
I got ZR1.
Okay.
Corvette. And I love them all. Even the 1990 ZR1 Corvette I love. I'm up to 3. This is tough.
I told you it was going
to be this is tough.
What about the GTR?
Yeah, GTRs. I mean, and it could be like an R32. I love R32s. R34, of course. I even like the R35, even though it's not.
This is a really hard question for him, guys.
Yes.
It might hurt him. He can't. Anytime I ask him, name your top 5 whatever kind of cars, he's like, ah.
Yes.
He stresses out.
I know, right? It's really, really interesting.
Jerry gave $9.07 USD.
Oh! Jerry, thank you.
For the $9?
Yes.
Hey, you know what? It's so mad.
Yes. I didn't know what that meant.
He's been, S.A. Strix has been trying to tell us this for like 30 minutes.
S.A. Strix did $50. Thank you. Listen, this is new to us. We've never done this before. So thank you for being patient.
And thank you
and I do wish it was $300 as well. But anything is I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't start this tonight to do.
You weren't even going to mention
I wasn't even going to mention the super chat.
Because you just told us about the super chat.
I just learned about it.
Yeah. So now that Joe has over 50,000 subscribers, he actually has a YouTube account manager.
Yes.
And you've spoken to him once.
I spoke to the person.
And he encouraged us to do the Q&A session. And we're like, okay.
Chuck, you're so right. It is the thought that always counts. And anything that you guys do is just amazing. Did we talk much about the New York Auto Show?
I think we started blabbing.
I think for me, somebody said, which one would I want to drive off with? I know this is probably going to shock you. Realistically, I like the S209. I know that it's the same old. Go ahead. I know it's the same old for some of you because the STI really hasn't been changed. But there's just something special about that car. It's not made at the Subaru factory, believe it or not. They take the actual frame and send it off to Subaru Technica International, and they build them by hand, and that's why they're only making 500 of them. 200 of them, and I think they're only making like 5 a day.
Yeah,
which is pretty amazing. So, top 3 CUVs. I'm gonna say for me, I really like the Mazda. Like I like the CX-5. Overall, CX-5 style-wise, I like the interior and I like the way they handle. Is really nice.
Okay.
I know it's not a CUV, but a wagon. I was impressed with the Outback.
Oh God, well the Outback's amazing.
Yeah, the Outback especially the way they've upgraded the interior.
But that's not really a CUV. You would zonk yourself.
Ford Escape, yes, I would zonk myself. Shame on me. The Ford Escape, I'm not really impressed with. It's a little. Well, of course, it's going to be more money, but the Explorer ST looks so much more killer than. It looks too soft. It's too rounded.
Yeah, it is pretty round.
How about
the Subaru Crosstrek?
I like the Crosstrek. It's too slow. It's too slow. And I know everybody's like, well, I'm not going to drag race my Crosstrek. I get it. But 0 to 60 in 8-point-something seconds is not what I'm looking for. I need something. Did
you see the pictures of the Type R refresh?
Yes. We had somebody bring up 14 June.
It's a great day, by the way. That's my birthday.
Yeah, that is her birthday.
It's probably your birthday,
That's probably you. Are you typing?
It's me. It's me asking you questions about the Type R.
But the Type R is getting a refresh. It looks like there's going to be 2 wing options, which is interesting. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to go down with that. But yeah, the Ford Escape, I'm not really digging.
And then here's a question about the Rivian. Is it too good to be true? Is that truck?
Yes. Right now, I'm going to say yes. Until I really see this thing in motion, it looked great sitting there.
It was,
but
it didn't draw a lot of attention.
It's been on the tour for a while now. Holy FOK. That's they're supposedly taking the vents away. I know. Did you just get that?
That's good.
This is like a bad comedy show.
It's really
Ryan's going comedy.
I'm not going to want to watch this back because we're just going to be
Chevy Blazer. Jeanette said, Chevy Blazer, I like the way it drives, but I'm going to hold off. If any of you are waiting for a CUV, the Bronco is coming. And what's great about it is that if you want that old school Bronco, they're going to make 2. They're making 2 separate Broncos. One for the people who remember what the Bronco is truly all about, and then one that's going to be probably more a competitor to the Blazer. I think personally, I'd rather, for the amount of money for the Blazer, I'd probably go get a Lexus product.
Okay.
I'd probably go get.
What about like a Tiguan? How would you rate that?
I don't like the Tiguan.
Okay, don't like the.
Yeah.
What about the Hyundais?
I like the Honda.
The Tucson?
I mean, they're nice cars.
Okay.
The problem is, am I going to go out and buy one right now? But I think for price point, the Hyundais really do it. The Telluride. I mean, the Telluride is a big.
You really,
but
like
that's not a
Telluride.
CV.
It's not a CV.
Yeah, that's a full 3-row.
Yeah. So the Bronco is what you're gonna say?
The Bronco is going to be something special. I'm not going to mention any names, but I have seen a picture supposedly of one looks like. I wasn't allowed to take the picture or post the picture or anything like that, but it was somebody with Ford showed me a picture of this one that's going to have removable doors, supposedly a cloth top option if you want, something that would go close with a Jeep Wrangler.
And here's a great question because I just went through this too. So I drive 150 miles a day. Any sporty cars that you'd recommend that are also comfortable? And I don't, when you're thinking about comfort, the challenge that I was having is getting in and out of the car because, and Jeanette and I have talked about this because, there are some really fun sporty cars that when you're in, it's nice and comfortable, but you can't get out because the bolstering.
Sure.
And if you have any sort of back problems or you're sitting a long time, that can be a real challenge. Yeah,
the LC500 is a great option. The problem is, like you said, Elite 2K, is that it's pricey. $100,000 is probably, I know that's out of my price range. So and I think that's, going back to the channel, a lot of people like how we cover many cars. But let's see if I could think about this for a second. So sporty car that's comfortable.
What do you think?
I
know my vote.
What's your vote?
Well, the Mazda 3.
Mazda 3, Mazda 3 is
sporty.
I mean, the GTI is comfortable.
And the GTI. I mean, Jeanette can speak to this one.
Yeah,
because she and I both commute, and we both really like the manual transmission.
Somebody brought up 50K range. I think an Audi TT is pretty comfortable.
Oh, well, yeah. Now that's...
Lori really likes.
And
she
the
has
Audi
a special place for the Audi TT.
Didn't have ridiculous bolstering. It
No.
had bolstering, but it wasn't bad.
Not like the RS.
No.
Yeah.
Because I had the Ford Focus ST, and the bolstering on that is really hard to get in and out of the car.
GS350 is very sporty. It just comes into pricing. TTRS for sure.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Option out's like a $65,000, $67,000 car.
Yep.
Toyota Supra. I would be able to tell you
we
that.
won't know because we didn't get to sit.
We didn't get to sit in it.
I have a picture of us opening the door.
Open up the door, yes, for sure. What are some other little compact cars look cute? Yes, they do.
If the WRX had a little bit more cush or something, you'd have to put a little seat in there to sit for a long time.
Yes, definitely. SA Strix is still at the top. Thank you guys for using the super chat feature. Remember that function is still there. We appreciate it.
That's a
launch a GTN line.
That's a good one for comfort. Although I know the Mazda 3 doesn't have the boost, but I did think that the Mazda 3, if you're looking for real comfort, that one has a little bit more.
And Gabriel, you're right. The BRZ is a very comfortable car.
Yeah,
I love the interior and the seats in it. You're right. It just needs a little bit more oomph.
It does.
Supposedly for 2021, it's supposed to be getting the 2.4 liter engine. Now, I'm sure that's going to be naturally aspirated, but wouldn't that be crazy if it was, turbocharged? Would you buy the new EcoBoost? Now, when you say new EcoBoost, Zari, are you talking about Mustang EcoBoost? Because EcoBoost obviously just refers to the turbocharged engines in Ford speak.
Yeah, probably. I'm guessing that.
Bob, I see you said, "Damn, is that Mustang EcoBoost high performance?"
The high performance pack. Yeah. So that's a great question. Great question.
That is a good question. We got another. I want to say Snapchat, but it's not.
Super chat.
Yeah, super chat. Thank you, Matt.
Thank
you, Matt, so much. I think it's is that German? It's got to be German.
I'm gonna butcher it. Jector? Jector.
Something like that. He's 6'8" and needs a car SUV that is best for him under 50,000. If you're 6'8", I would probably. And let me ask you this, Matt. Do you need room?
Yeah.
Do you need room?
I know what I'm gonna vote.
What are you voting?
The Outback.
The Outback's a nice car. It is.
He can lay down in it.
He can lay down in it. Let's see what he says. I'm curious if he's looking for something with performance.
Yeah. The 2020 Outback. And also, why didn't we think of that when you're talking about comfort?
I did say that.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I said Outback.
Oh,
yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
No, it's all right. There's a lot going on here.
But I think if you're 6'8", and that was, it's funny that you asked that question, Matt, because this is something that I said to you when we were at the show.
Sure.
If you are a tall person and you need leg room and all that stuff, I felt like the Outback checked those.
The Outback does check it. It really does, and I like the way it drives. I haven't driven the 2020 yet, but I will. And it, It handles really well for what it is. Yeah, it's a nice.
It's a great car.
Yeah, it's a great car.
Yeah.
I'm trying to rack my brain. What were we talking about before that?
Oh, somebody else had asked you a question. Mustang High Performance Pack.
Real quick, let me answer that one.
Buy it?
I would go Mustang GT. I would. If the V8
over the high performance
the high performance pack.
Why?
Because for that kind of money, you can get a Mustang GT. Now I know maybe the high performance pack might outhandle it. But if you don't care about that and you just want raw power, get the V8. I mean, it's that simple. But back to Matt's question, I would say Outback. I would say, what else has what about, I don't know where you live. If you live in the States, I would get a Raptor.
Oh, God.
Oh, but no, it says under 50.
Oh,
got us.
What about the F-150?
F-150s, I mean, trucks are going to be, I just wish I had a little bit more info on what he exactly wanted.
Yeah, Matthew, if you get a chance, tell us a little bit more
about what your needs are.
It's a very
broad. There's lots of vehicles.
Power?
Yeah, do you need truck
I'm
use?
a big fan of the Raptor.
Yeah, Raptor's great.
If I had some splurge, I
Yeah.
tell Joe this all the time. I'm like, if I could, drop
Sure.
$70K,
Sure.
I'd probably get a Raptor.
Sure. 2020 Mustang GT is going to be exactly the same. There's going to be nothing major, maybe like a special edition or something like that. The big thing that Ford has been pushing is the GT 500. They're still doing the GT 350. I don't know if you saw in the review, they're going to have both of those models for the first time since 1967.
Wow.
So that's where they're putting a lot of eggs in their basket.
And we will definitely review the Supra.
Oh, for sure.
You're kidding? Joe's going to probably bang down the door to let him as soon as it's
That's been one of the problems, guys, is that I've gained. So since I started the channel, Walker Ford was the first dealership to give me access to cars. Since then, we've grown up to 30 dealerships. The problem is I can't get a Toyota dealership to listen to me.
Some of them don't get what YouTube can do for their business. And so he actually has to sell free advertising.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I go in there and I say, you just need to let me use the car. And that's all I need.
And
so
you can't sell a salesperson.
If anybody has connections to Clearwater Toyota or Sun Toyota, which are local to me, please help, because I'm trying to get access into those Toyota dealerships because I know you want those reviews.
We have been known to do what I call guerrilla filming.
Yes, we have done, which we'll get into that in a second. We'll tell them what that is in a second. So Matt says he'd love to have some performance with being comfortable driving for hours. Have you tried any? The Lexus is going to be overpriced for fit. Yeah, but I think
but he wants more performance.
Oh. That's the big one.
What about the CX-5? I mean, is there enough performance in that?
The problem is fitting in it. He's 6'8". If you I did a review on the CX-5 with the turbocharged all-wheel drive. That one, I would have to go back and sit in it again, but it definitely has plenty of oomph. 250 horsepower.
Yep.
And the way Mazda does their suspension, they're really taking the driver into consideration.
They are.
They really are.
Yeah, the seats are really comfortable. That's definitely you should put at the top of your list for sure.
So if anybody can help him out and put that in the comment section, I'd really appreciate that. 6'8", that's a tall order. No pun intended, man. No pun intended.
And unfortunately, if the Subaru Forester still had the XT, then I would say that you should consider that. But without the XT, you're not really going to get.
Yeah, the Subaru, the Forester Sport just doesn't have the performance anymore, like acceleration performance.
I do think it's worth, though, to test drive the 2020 Outback. I think it's
for sure.
It may
we're going to be doing it on here.
Yeah, the Outback, I think, and the CX-5. When it comes to comfort, I'm comfort. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
And I'm performance.
Yeah.
Comfort and performance. Here we are.
We just need to make a car. We'll have the perfect car.
We had a question about the 2020 WRX. As of right now, there is no word that it's getting redesigned, that it's going to be the same. This WRX and the STI are going to remain the same. I'm going to say 2021 now, because it looks like that Subaru has focused all their energy on the Outback with that big unveil on the legacy. which we'll be getting that from Subaru of Newport Richey very soon, as soon as they get.
Do you think the Supra is going to be sold out by the end of the year?
I think what's unfortunately probably going to happen is dealers are going to mark the heck out of them up.
Yep.
And there's going to be some that sit there. I hope that's not going to be the case.
And, and guys, by the way, I know some of you have been messaging a few times over and over again, like, hey, guys, get to my question. If you use the Super Chat, we'll answer right
Yeah,
away.
if you do Super
If
Chat.
it's 99 cents.
Yeah, it'll stay. It's just, the problem is we got
they just keep
70,
scrolling.
68 people, 70 people, and it's a lot of people are asking questions. So this is our first time. Please be patient. We will definitely do this again.
Yes.
I promise you that.
Yes.
Will there be another? Yes, there is going to be another. I know there's been talk about Toyota supposedly not doing the 86. I know for a fact, I talked to somebody at the New York Auto Show who is part of the actual corporate office, not a salesperson or something like that. Nothing against salespeople, but they're usually the last to know. They're definitely the BRZ is. There's going to be an updated BRZ. It is happening for sure. Let me see any other big questions that we got to hit here. Matt's trying to find a good used Porsche Cayenne. Yeah, if it goes used, get certified. If you do certified pre-owned, even on a Mercedes, you could get the extended warranty.
Yep.
You get all sorts of combinations they give you. So,
but try to get that warranty if you can.
Yes,
right? That's your advice.
You get CPO.
What's CPO?
Certified pre-owned. So
Okay.
if they go certified pre-owned, it comes with an extended warranty.
Then that's what you got to
And
get.
a lot of times, I think on the Mercedes, they're still doing unlimited miles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's worth it.
Yeah. So can't wait for the Legacy. Yeah, we're definitely going to be bringing you the Legacy. What other questions? How'd you guys meet? We actually met at a Panera. So
we did
yes,
meet at a
we
Panera.
met at a Panera.
And it turns out that at the time Joe didn't like coffee, but now he drinks coffee. Go figure.
New MR2, that's yet to be expected. One thing I do want to point out is the head engineer for the Ford Focus RS, I don't know if many of you were paying attention, has been hired by Hyundai.
Okay.
And supposedly they're going to be moving forward with some mid-engine car.
Really?
Yes, because a lot of you know, and I know somebody was asking about the Hyundai Genesis Coupe. They stopped making the Genesis Coupe, and that's a real damn shame because it was a real great car.
Yeah.
But supposedly Hyundai's coming out with is working on, I don't know if they're coming out, but they're working on some mid-engine car. Also, I don't know about you guys. We got another super chat. Thank you, Gabriel.
Naples.
Yes, you're
We
not
were
far
in
from
Naples
us.
last year.
Yes, we were in
In March.
Naples.
So beautiful.
and we went to the Revs Institute.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've been.
And being a car person, if you haven't been to the Revs Institute,
get yourself
there.
to the
Yes,
Revs
get there
Institute.
for
That
sure.
place is amazing. I bought a T-shirt. It was so good.
Ben says,
Thank
"Hey,
you,
both.
Gabriel.
Thank you, Gabriel, so much. I really appreciate that." Ben says, "What is your most anticipated car you're hoping for in the near future?"
We'll get to SA Strix next. So. Your most anticipated car
to drive or to?
Yeah. Do you mean?
Do you want to own? I mean.
We're gonna share for a while.
The C8 Corvette. I think right off the bat, I want to see the C8 Corvette. You guys know I'm a big Corvette guy.
That was your letdown.
That was the letdown. That was the biggest sunk. Besides not getting into the Toyota Supra, the biggest letdown was the C8 Corvette for sure.
Yeah.
Like where that,
especially since Joe is telling me the whole flight up there that there was rumors that
for the media. Yeah, they drove
They
it through
it
the streets of Manhattan where the Jacob Javits Center is. But yet, for some reason, they didn't want to show it to us.
And then, so SA Strix wants to know what you think about Tesla and if you're going to review
Tesla. Tesla, as you are aware, it's not like there's Tesla dealerships and whatnot. I'm waiting, hopefully, for somebody who's a subscriber or a dealership that maybe has one that was traded in for me to review it. That's the problem with Tesla is that I don't have any access to them, and they don't go to any of the international car shows. They kind of do their own thing. So I will work hard to do that. And I think for, electric vehicle, Tesla is the one that everybody loves.
Yeah,
I think the style.
You'll see Tesla on the channel. I think,
For sure. I mean, we've done the Clarity.
Tesla.
I did the Honda Clarity. I mean, of course I'm going to do a Tesla.
Yeah.
Would I buy one? No. I mean, not right now. I'm still a, fossil fuel loving guy. I love car noises. So, I mean, unless you're going to sit there and maybe get a baseball
You guys need to
card.
watch the Clarity review that he did because he actually makes fake car noises in the Clarity review.
Yeah, that was-
so definitely check that one
that
out.
was kind
I
of-
was rolling seriously on
That was pretty funny. I can't believe how many people are still watching.
I know.
We're an hour in, and we still got 76 people.
Well, so how about we go for another 5 minutes?
Do you want to go longer?
We'll just talk to you guys for hours and hours.
We'll stay
and
up
hours.
until midnight, and you won't go to work, and I won't do any reviews tomorrow.
Okay.
I think another thing that was really cool about the New York Auto Show.
Here's a good one.
Wait, we got a question?
TJ.
Yes.
He was at the New York Auto Show last Friday. How about the yellow Golf R and the Subaru S209?
Yes.
And that GT Heritage was beautiful.
I got to give it to
You
Volkswagen.
didn't mention the Golf R yet either.
Yeah, I got to give it to Volkswagen. They really do have an amazing color palette for optional colors. Now, those colors are going to set you back about $2,500. But if you want a unique color,
colors.
they did have a beautiful bright yellow one. Whoa, we got another super chat. Thank you, Paul. Buy a 2020 WRX STI or wait for 2021.
Great question.
I'm going to be honest with you, Paul, and this is probably going to blow up the whole thing right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm actually considering going back to a Subaru and not waiting and getting either a 2019 or a 2020 STI. I love my RS, but I miss.
But would you? So why would if you a 2020 or a 2021? Why would somebody wait?
I say if you have the means, if you have done the financial planning, I know you're that's important to you.
Yes, it is.
If you've done the financial planning, the STI currently, yes, it doesn't have 50 more horsepower than what it did back in 2004. Yes, it still has, not the greatest interior, but there's something about driving that car. Out of all the cars that I've driven to date, it's got the best pedal placement. And because of the hydraulic steering, it has that wonderful feel. There is something lost in translation with these electronic rack and pinions.
Hi,
And
Peter.
Hey, Peter, what's up? And with the STI the way it is now, it just has a certain feel that when the road gets twisty and you know what you're doing, heel toe downshifting and everything, you feel so connected to it. And that's why I'm getting more and more tempted to go back to
So would
Subaru.
you get a 2019? Like, so what's the difference? 2019,
2019 and 2020 is going to be the same.
Okay, so what's happening in 2021?
Well, that's supposedly when the redesign's coming. My problem is, and I've already played this game. I didn't want to listen. People warned me. We got another super chat. Thank you, Levi. Levi Rivera, thank you for that.
Thank
we really
you.
appreciate that. That's really awesome.
Really nice.
But I don't want to be the guinea pig for the first year. I really don't.
Okay, yeah, that's something that we've talked about before.
First year, there's gonna be some kind of issue. There's no perfect car, and these cars are built by hands, but by people's hands and robots.
Well, and you're also probably gonna more than likely, since the financial person over here, more than likely you're going to be paying a little bit more for the first year redesign.
Probably, for sure.
I mean, that's not guaranteed, but more than likely that's what the attempt is.
I'm a firm believer that, getting it now, if you get a 2019 or a 2020, you're still going to it's a great car.
Can you tell? I mean, he's like, you're preaching. You're preaching.
I am preaching.
Preach.
Yeah. I also like the community. The Subaru community is very close-knit. It's, I miss getting the Subaru Wave. When I'm driving in my Focus RS, I don't ever see another RS.
Now, and Eric asked about what about the GT350?
Here's the problem, Eric, and it's a fact of life, and it's a little bit out of my price range. It's a little bit out of my price range with what I could swing. I have thought about getting a pre-owned one, but it would really have to be the right pre-owned one. And the problem is, it would need to be my daily driver, which it would be hard to daily drive it not because it would be too hard to drive. It would be too hard for me to park it and walk away and not want to keep an eye on it.
Well, and so one of the other things, guys, somebody else was asking, why wouldn't you buy a Mustang GT? I feel like I can help with that one because with Joe doing more YouTube stuff and having to be having the camera gear in the car a lot of the time.
That's another thing.
And then packing that stuff around, it's like you're living out of the car a lot more.
You are.
Then you just are driving from point A to point B, because you basically have two jobs right now.
I really do want a GT350, and that really, and I know somebody had asked about a Mustang GT. Here's my problem, and I know this is something that I just self-create, is I like the special models. That's why I like the Focus RS. That's why I like the STI. I like it when they take the cars and do that something extra special to them. Plus, I just feel like if I'm going to go that route to have a Shelby, I grew up around a Shelby. My dad had a Shelby GT350 for a good part of my early years, and that would be just really super extra special. Bullet. I guess the problem is with the Bullet and the GT and the Performance Pack 2, I want the damn Tremec transmission. If it had the Tremec gearbox from the Shelby, I would have a greater want to go get it. The Tremec in the GT350 or the Camaro ZL1 shifts like butter. Not saying that the transmission in the GT is crap. It's just it's on a different level.
Oh, look, there's Chris Rainey.
Oh, hey, Chris. Hey,
that's Devontae.
Hey, Devontae.
That's his nephew.
Yeah, if you've seen when Andrew, one of my subscribers, let me borrow his Shelby GT350 for 4 glorious days, I took Devontae, my nephew, for a spin. He's a real car fan, and it's great to just be able to share this whole thing with the channel and whatnot. I'm hoping that we answered enough questions about the New York Auto Show. I know this was supposed to be all about the New York Auto Show, but I think I've learned that maybe next time we just do Q&A.
Well, maybe we have a topic and then, whatever.
I think it's going to spin out of control.
And if I might offer, it has been an hour that we've on, and I know that some of you had some questions, so why don't we hang out for a couple more minutes? And if you really want your question answered, if you would use the super chat, we can get to it. But if not, save it for next time.
Yes,
we are. Somebody had asked earlier if we're going to do this.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
Wow,
thank you, $10, Ben. That's really awesome. Ben says, appreciate the reviews. Can't stay long since my phone's going to die. I know that feeling, trust me. But thank you, Ben. You guys are, I know the hour went by fast.
It went by really fast.
How many people want to see both of us back? Ben, do you want us back? Both Lori and I?
His phone might be dead, so if he doesn't respond.
Yeah, his phone may be dead.
Thank you, Ben.
I know S.A. Strix. Everybody's saying.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, more streams.
More streams.
I agree. Oh, wow. Look at all that coming through. Holy cow. I think we're going to do this again. This was way too much fun.
But we're going to stay.
Lynn. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lynn all the way from,
I recognize all of your names. I read all the messages and the comments.
And that's the thing is that, a lot of times people are like, oh, well, if you don't get to it, just because I don't get to it doesn't mean I didn't read it.
Yeah.
I'll look on my phone when I'm traveling or whatnot. And that's the thing is that the challenge has been to go to the New York Auto Show, but yet still do the daily uploads.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It is hard.
But I'm devoted to the channel. I'm devoted to you guys.
Thank you, Swaggy J.
Yes.
I work very hard. I've been learning. I think I've been getting better too. So
you do awesome. She does awesome. Listen, I'm a tough act to follow. I'm the type of person that.
First time we filmed at the Tampa Auto Show, we did a Facebook Live. This man, he has giant calf muscles that are like bionic, and so he started walking. I was running and trying not to trip over like cords and stuff, chasing after him with the camera. It was pretty funny. So thank you for that, because I work hard with that camera.
Really, and just so you know, I think another takeaway from the New York Auto Show and even the Detroit Auto Show, because what was cool about the Detroit Auto Show is we went there during normal business hours where it was open to the public. We had a lot of subscribers. There were about 20 subscribers that live in the Detroit area that were able to not only meet us, but see us in action.
Yeah, it was fun.
Our stuff is unscripted, guys. And I really appreciate that when I fumble on a word or I say something incorrect or whatever, just know that we do it in one take only, and we're just real. And I think a lot of you guys and girls can appreciate that we're just real. We're just two regular people here. I definitely didn't come from some wealthy family. I know, unless you've been lying to me. So, it's one of those things, but we're going to stick around because Ben, we have to stick around for Ben.
Yes.
And that's the thing is, and we actually had people even at the media days come up to me and Lori and say, wow, you guys, you just do it and you're done.
Yeah, several people were like, I've never seen another YouTuber film like that before. Just be able to keep talking. He doesn't script any of it. I seriously, the first time we started filming together, I'm like, do you know what you're going to say? And because I have to like write an outline and practice my lines and then I practice in front of the mirror.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, I know what I'm gonna say. I'm like, okay. And I just hit the record button. And he just starts talking, and then, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I'm very blessed to have my health, to have such a wonderful wife and person on this journey. Yes, thank you. That's so amazing. And I'm just so glad to be able to share it with you guys. I never thought in my wildest dreams that this would be happening, but I believe it. And I'm glad to see that you guys believe in us and the product that we're doing. And,
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's really, really great. Yeah, definitely, Ben, with a good supporting cast. Like I said, I'm hoping that we were able to answer enough questions about the New York Auto Show. I think we covered a lot of other stuff as well.
He does sometimes. Levy Rivera wanted to know, do you review the vehicle features prior to filming?
A lot of my, if you want to call it research, is just when I open up the mailbox and I get my Motor Trend, because I get all the magazines. I get my Motor Trend, Car and Driver. So I'll read through that. And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but certain things just click.
They just stick in his head. He does do the research on the new cars because you have to. If there's like more horsepower or this change,
and then a lot of that,
find out what that is.
But I don't. Oh, we got another super chat. Thank you, Alva. Alva Thompson. Thank you. Love the series. Great WRX review, and I love. That's a great car. It really is. That color is amazing. The color on that khaki blue color on the Series Gray WRX and the STI and the BRZ looks phenomenal. And I was so blessed to be at the right place at the right time at Subaru Newport Richie to be able to feature each one of those on the channel.
Oh, yeah, very lucky. Very lucky.
Thanks to you guys. All have to give a shout out to Alva, because we were going to shut this down
like 5 minutes ago.
Yes, and now we're definitely not going to shut it down because of Alva with the super chat. We really appreciate that.
Much.
Thank you very much.
We got another question on this.
Do you think that 2019 WRX STI is worth the price? We got another one from Yoda Darnell.
Thank you.
Thank you for the $2.
Nice.
Thank you.
So
We appreciate that.
It really helps.
We got another question. Is it worth the price?
The 2019 WRX ST9.
Listen, it's one of those things. Shop around. You could get them to come down off the MSRP. I know certain dealerships don't want to deal because they think the STI is like this coveted thing that, there's just so many out there and not enough. You do your homework.
I got a question.
What's your question?
Golf R or STI?
When it comes to just pleasurable driving, I'm going STI.
Okay.
The Golf R, I have looked at the Golf R, and that's supposed to get updated too. But the STI, I think it's worth it. I mean, it's a different kind of car. You can't compare it to, because I know for the price, you could get a Mustang GT, you could get a Camaro SS. They're just different types of cars, and it gives you a different experience.
Well, and the sound is different too. And he's really big on how it sounds.
Yeah.
Because his dad, when they would go to racetracks, his dad would have him close his eyes and see if he could guess which car was in that. So he knows the sound of an STI. He can.
Yeah, that Boxer Rumble is like
it's almost like, how like a dog's ears prick up.
Yeah, we'll be out to dinner or something.
And an STI goes by, he's seriously
like, STI. So, and I love the history. Like, that's another thing with a lot of cars. I love the history behind the cars. Is really, really awesome. But I do like, if I could have one of each, I would. And I know a lot of you.
Brad, that's exactly what he says.
And what happened with I'll be honest with you, and you guys know I'm honest, so I don't even have to say that. The Golf R is a great car, but what I noticed, especially when you tip it into a turn, the all-wheel drive, the front does push. And with the 2019 WRX STI, they have done some work with the car to make it not push like a traditional all-wheel drive car. And that's what I like about the RS, the way that the all-wheel drive system is. You could really almost drive it like a real-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
How about Veloster N? Veloster N for the money, go for it. Go for it. I mean, we're talking about $10,000 difference depending on how the options are in your STI. The Veloster N is a great car. If you haven't seen my review, I hustled that thing through some amazing turns, and it really handled great for a front-wheel drive car. There's just something for me that's a little different. I like and this is what the big thing when I got rid of the Type R. Wow.
Just keep talking. I'm just laughing at you.
What did she say? Did she tell me to shut up?
No, Frank scares the hell out of her when he takes turns in the STI.
That's right. But what the hell was I saying?
Oh God, I don't know.
All right, so
does anybody know?
I remember what I was saying. When I got rid of the Type R, so if you're not aware, I had a Type R for about 10 months.
Yeah.
The reason why, yeah, you remember.
Yeah.
The reason why I got rid of it is there's something gritty about a Subaru WRX STI, about the Focus RS that makes the driving experience, at least for this guy, a little bit more. The Type R, fast car, great handling car, no doubt about it, but it just was a little sterile. It was almost too good to be true.
We missed Rivera.
Levy, we're doing like a specifically Subaru Q&A. We could do that. I think we could do strictly Subaru Q&A.
Thank you, SA Strix S, for pointing out that we both missed Levy.
Thank you. Levy did another super chat. We really appreciate that, Levy. I hope you're still here watching, but thank you for that super chat. And that was a great question. We will do.
I think so.
I think a lot of you guys and girls love the Subarus and want to know more. And I do.
And
I've owned them all.
There's a big Subaru culture,
community,
you know,
culture.
And it's like, I know for me, like I've been wanting to get into that culture,
for sure.
And so it's to have you do a Q&A on it.
Yeah,
would be a really
we'll definitely do something like that. But there's, like I was saying, there's just something gritty about the STI and the Focus RS that you don't get with the Type R, and that's something that draws me to it. And if you ask me, is it worth the price? I would say yes. If you go up to, say, somebody who's driving a Mustang GT and you say, hey, would you want to trade that for an STI? They're probably going to say no overall. Although we do have a subscriber, Frank, out there, and his wife, Jeanette. He not only has a Mustang GT, he's lucky enough, he just bought a brand new 2019 WRX STI. So just went through the breakdown, went through the 1,000-mile break-in. So he's happy as can be. I'm
just laughing at SA Strix and Levy Rivera. That's how it takes a team. It does.
Yes. Thank you, Levy. Are they talking about us or are they talking about
I think it's a group effort for all of us. I'm just laughing at all of us.
Kenzie's Garage, yes. The Type R, it's too sterile. And I know you could put a catback exhaust. It needs to come like that from the factory, especially when a lot of people are paying over MSRP.
Yeah, that's the part that sticks me in the side.
Yeah. Like, there's some dealerships still $50,000 for a Type R. US dollars?
No, that's
maybe pesos.
Find something that's cool, period. So like MSRP and then I just don't think that's like.
Why say no when it feels so good to say yes? Yes, Frank. you are 100%. If you pay over MSRP for the Type R, it is insane. It's a lot of money. You know, these cars are not cheap. And we definitely don't have like a mountain of money we're sitting on. So we got to make sure our car purchases are smart. And hey, if you have the money and you want that car, go knock yourself out. But it's sad that Honda and Ford, same story. I mean, there's some dealerships saying that there's $30,000 markup for the GT500.
Really?
$30,000 markup.
That's insane to me.
Yes. But it's getting to that time. We've been doing this. It's now 9:12. We got to wake up early. We wake up 5:30. So 5:30 a.m. is our wake up time to get to work and whatnot. But we appreciate all of you.
It's 2 in the morning in Ireland.
Wow, that's early. That's really early. I wish I was in Ireland though right now. That would be fun.
Yes. We'll come hang out with Mojo.
Mojo. There we go. We'll come hang out. But thank you all, especially those that did the super chats. Really appreciate that. That's going to go to my new camera gear, which I'm going to be getting for that Indianapolis trip next month.
And Brad, ask me that question again next time because all you guys, any questions that you got,
thank you, Eric.
Please save them and ask them next time because this was a lot of fun.
Yes, this was a lot of fun. We're very blessed. We're very grateful. Stay tuned for more reviews, and we will do this very, very soon again. We had about 8. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ron Boosted. I really appreciate it, Ron. Thank you for the $10 super chat.
Thanks a lot, guys.
We gotta stay now.
No, he said good night.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, maybe he's going to bed. He's like, good night, and we gotta let it run out. I mean, that's. Unless you want to go get.
Well, I'm gonna go get ready for bed.
All right, Lori's gonna go get ready for bed.
Don't keep him up too long, please.
Yeah. So, but just really grateful for everybody, especially, like I said, the people doing the super chats and whatnot. That's something new for us. And definitely, this just keeps getting better and better. But stay tuned. I have the 2020 Tacoma from the New York Auto Show coming. We have the 2020 Camry TRD. I was able to get inside of it, which is going to be extra than where we're at Detroit. Yeah, Ron is definitely going to keep us up all night long if anybody keeps doing any more super chats. But yeah, what's funny is Ford didn't have a GT350 on display.
No.
It blew my mind. I actually asked Jim Davis, head of Ford Performance, hey, where's the GT350? They didn't have one to bring. And remember, there is aero change. Do you want to bring Dillinger on?
Oh, sure.
Show off Dillinger. This is our furry. This is our furry son.
Let him
there he
go
is.
potty.
There he is.
So.
Hey, buddy. Say hello to everybody. Bye. Supposedly, from what Jim Davis told me, is that they were having to catch up with production because they were still producing 2018s and then the 2019s. It's really wacky how some of these manufacturers do their actual production runs and then get them to the dealerships. There have been certain cars that have actually sat at the port for weeks and not getting to the dealership yet. So really bizarre. I think all the hoopla is around the GT500. I personally, Voodoo engine, GT350, if I could go get a brand new one today at Walker Ford, I would definitely go do it. But like I said, I'm trying to focus my energy, whether it's physical energy, mental energy, or monetary energy, into the channel. You guys deserve it. First 7 months of the channel, we did with an iPhone, actually this iPhone right here, an AirPod, and just a gimbal. And now we're using the Canon setup, and now I want to upgrade to Sony, especially when it comes to the auto adjust. I know a lot of you, and I've even seen it. It goes out of focus. It drives me nuts too, and I definitely will bring it. But the GT350 has been redesigned. There is some small tweaks to it. I'm going to go over the whole car from stem to stern. You can still not get the LED dash. So that 12-inch LED display, you cannot get. Here's a quick question for all of you guys. I see Sony A7 III. Yes. That is where I'm going, Johnny Joey, over there. That's definitely the direction I'm going to be going in camera-wise. But here's a question for you guys. I hope that you want to see maybe some Mercedes, because I just got done filming some Mercedes products. I did the 2019 A220, all new, and I did the all-new 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350. So that is coming. And yes, Johnny, that's everybody says the Sony A7 III is the one. That's the direction I'm going in, because I only want the best for you guys for sure. CL4 LA 45, that's another great Mercedes-Benz. But I'm branching out, trying to get more cars on the channel, more different variety of everything. But like I said, thank you all for tuning in. We will do this again very, very soon. I had a lot of fun. Lori, did you have a lot of fun?
Great time. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, Lori had a great time. Dylan had a great time. One last time. Here she is.
Thanks again, guys. That was a lot of fun.
But we gotta get to bed. I'm still doing the teaching thing. Lori's got her full-time job. But there is big news coming on my side of the table, so stay tuned for that. But you know what it is. I'm sure you can figure it out. You guys are smart. But thank you, everybody, for everything. You're absolutely amazing. And do you want to say it together?
Yes.
Like always, we'll see you on the next ride.
ride.
Good night, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.